Hi everybody. It is around noon today. I'm gonna get a late start on doing this. I usually like to do it first thing in the morning. That makes me kind of happy through the day. I seen a cute little thing on Facebook today that I want to kind of say to you. You all know what mosaics are? That's where you have the different little cut glass and it makes a design and all that. Well, someone had this on their Facebook page, and I kind of borrowed it today because I thought it made a lot of sense. It says mosaics are made from broken pieces, but they're still a work of art, and so are we. So we are a work of art. We try so much, even with the Lord, who I love very much, and I love to mention him in my videos because to me he's important. He's part of my life, a big part of my life. And it's just like with him, we're broken, but he can fix us if we want him in our life. And I think it's very important that you do want him in your life. So with that said, today I want to talk about things that goes wrong with keto that people don't always understand. And if you're starting keto, which I did it for a while, and I'm still doing keto, but I'm doing more carnivore and more of the meat eating is what I like to do. I'm finding the plants aren't really working well with my body since I've kind of got away from a lot of the high oxalate plants based vegetables, which they're out there and you've got to know what you're doing. So you got to be careful. So they got a thing that says if it fits your macros. What we got to learn about the keto diet. A lot of people count macros, and maybe that's where you're at with this, and you love counting macros. I don't count them. I don't feel I need them because I'm doing real food. I'm not going to count my macros so that later I can say, okay, I've had this many macros. I can have a honey bun. I can have a donut. I can have a cupcake. I can have anything I want because I didn't meet my macros through the day. This is where you're wrong. Young people might be able to do this and get by with this, but some of us older people cannot do that. Because what happens is when you put this junk food back in to your body, you get the insulin that comes, okay? You got that spike of your insulin because you're putting something in you shouldn't be doing. It's processed foods. That's the whole thing with keto. Get away from the processed foods. Make your own food at home. That is what you need to do. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like cooking. That's why I went mostly carnivore. You don't have a lot that you have to worry about when you do carnivore. And that's one of the things I do like about the carnivore diet. So many of us want to get healthy. And that's what the keto is, to get healthy. It's not just about losing weight. It's about putting the good fats into your body to help you lose the belly fat, which most of us always have. We have it in our above abdominal area. You know, I do. I still have it. I'm learning. I'm getting rid of it. It's a slow process, and that's fine with me because I would rather lose 1.5 pounds a week than I would like to lose more pounds because I did this one time. I was in a diet. It was a low salt diet. In this diet, you had no processed foods. You had vegetables, and you had very little meat because a lot of meat has sodium in it that I bought, especially processed meat. But you did eat meats. This was the worst diet I ever did. However, it seemed good because the first 2 weeks I lost 13 pounds. And I told the doctor where I was working at this doctor's office, I said, I've lost 13 pounds in 2 weeks. He says, I noticed you lost. He said, you know that's all fluid, which he was telling the truth. He said, Linda, it's not fat. Fat may come later, which I had to get off the diet. Honestly, I was so hungry. I was even mean at the time. I hated it because when I'm hungry, I want food. And that diet did not keep me satiated at all. I was constantly hungry on that diet. And at night, you know, you wasn't supposed to eat certain things and you couldn't eat cheese. You could have Parmesan cheese and no other cheese. Well, that just did not fit me very well. So I stayed on for about 3 weeks, and after that, it's like, forget this. So, of course, just like everybody else, gained weight back because I didn't do it. One of the bad things about when we put these bad carbs in our body, it causes inflammation, just like plants do. And that's one of the things that, you know, you may not notice it right away, the inflammation, but your body knows about it, whether you are paying attention to it or not. Your body knows, oh, you put junk in me. what am I supposed to do with this? So it attacks it to parts of your body. And it's just like eating high oxalate vegetables. They're just as bad. And I kind of have to say this on the keto because, a lot of people on keto, some of them have problems with kidney stones. They blame it on the diet itself. It's really not the diet itself. It's because we, as individuals, don't do our own research. And when we don't do our own research, we don't hear every little thing. Now, to me, if you're doing a keto diet, it's working for you, that's great. Please watch your high oxalated foods. As I said in my video yesterday, I named a few of them. Eat the ones that aren't high in oxalates, because I'm telling you, that's going to hurt you eventually. It really is, and you may not think that. The other thing you need to watch on your keto is the glycation of your red blood cells and other cells of your body. Dr. Berry, this comes from Dr. Berry. His video is very good. If you want to hear more terminology than what I'm going to be using, you can go watch his video. But like it tells you, when you use a heavy sugar load, even if it's 20 grams of carbohydrates, but it's a heavy sugar load, this is going to spike your blood sugar. And we know that carbs, that's what they turn into, is sugar. So that's why your insulin keeps going up and down, and it spikes that blood sugar, and that's not what you want it to do. And what happens is, he says the glucose molecules stick to the outside of those cells, which makes the cells unable to do the productivity that they need to do. It's just like, they know what their job is, but when you stick something more there, and they're like, what do I do with this? You can make your cells very unproductive, and eventually it cripples your cells, and your cells will die eventually in your body sooner than they should if you don't do this to your body. It's a sugar addiction. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit in this, and that, it goes right along with it. If you're doing what fits your macros, as they call it, by then your sugar, these are like little sugar demons. Okay, let's say that, you're staying away from sugar. Okay, well, I'm going to have me a donut, which I would be very bad about donuts. I love donuts. Some people it's just cupcakes. Some people it's cake. Some people it's just a Coke. I did Pepsi for a while. I had to quit that. I haven't had Pepsi in months, which I'm thankful for. I haven't had my breakfast either. My belly's just growling. But anyway, these are like little sugar demons. And because you had that one little, I'm going to have this because it makes me feel good. Yeah. It's so hard to let go of that the next time, because that craving's there and you want it even more the next time. And sometimes when that happens, guess what happens? You get into eating more of the sweets and sugars. This time won't hurt me. Where's your sugar go to? That fat goes right to your belly. That's why you keep your belly fat. And that's why a lot of people are saying, well, I've stopped losing weight. Well, are you truly doing what you're supposed to do and stay away from the sugars? Because if you're not, you're going to have the belly fat. It goes to our belly. Let's see. Another one that he talks about is what we need to eat is most nutrient dense foods that we possibly can. You don't look at a food as just energy or building block for your body cells or your mind. Look at your food as excuse me, information. Excuse me. When you feed your body bad foods, as we know, he calls it garbage. Instead of garbage, he calls it carbage. Part of carbs is garbage, is how he says it. And I think it's kind of a cute little word to say. You're doing your body so much harm. The processed stuff causes inflammations, which, can be disastrous for you down the road, for your health, long term. That's why you need to get away from it. You know what you're putting in your mouth. When you eat these processed foods out there, we sincerely don't know what we are putting in our body. It may taste good, but our body really isn't liking it. And you gotta think, does this have any kind of protein for me? Any kind of nutrition for me? Is it just garbage? Or as he calls it, garbage. So you need to get your good quality fats and proteins. And a lot of times they're thinking, man, I can't afford grass-fed meat. That's okay. He says, don't worry about that for right now. Eventually, you need to work your way up to where you can eat good quality grass-fed meats. Hot dogs and bologna and stuff like that, if that's all you can afford, beef, hamburger. And he always says, get the high fat hamburger, 73% and whatever, if you can find it. It's cheaper, and it makes your fat go away because you're eating that fat and it's burning that fat as in your belly. That's the good thing. The good fats do that. Okay, now let's talk about the keto products, low carb, like your Atkins products that people eat. Any product, I don't care what it is, that can stay on a shelf for weeks and months and years, there is pesticide in that product. And it's proven. Even Dr. Atkins, and I'll tell you a little story about Dr. Atkins products. I'm going to tell you about GNC products because this happened to me. They had the Women Density pills, vitamins for you to take. So I thought, well, I'll get them. I'm feeling a little sluggish. I'll get them. They're supposed to be good for you. Okay, GNC products, good for you. Yeah, right. As I found out. So I start taking this for the second week. I'm on it, and I'm at work, and all of a sudden this sharp pain hit my chest, and I thought, man, what was that? I mean, it hurt. I thought it was like a heart attack, but it was when I breathed. It was just like a knife stabbed me. I'm like, oh. So a little bit later, it happened again, and I screamed out because it hurt so bad. And my co-worker was sitting there, and he's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I just got this terrible pain in my chest." So I called my doctor and got in with her that following couple of days. I think it wasn't the following day. And she said, "Well, Linda, I don't know," but she said, "Be careful. If anything else happens, come to the emergency room." So I thought, okay, well, I thought, what? And this is me because I'm very good about watching what affects my body when I change things in my body. So I decided to sit down that night, get on the computer, and take this bottles of pills that's supposed to be so good for me and look it up. Well, the funny thing is, there was this word, and it's not the one that describes sugar. The way I understand, and if I remember the spelling, was sucrose, sucrose. It's not the sucralose, it was sucrose. So I thought, what is that? So I looked it up. Matter of fact, I'm looking at every little thing on this label because I want to know what I'm putting in my body and what might be having this effect on me. Sucrose was a pesticide that they actually kill bugs with. Yes. I only took 2 doses of those pills. It was supposed to do 4 a day. I did 2 doses because I consider my body small. I'm 5 foot and small frame. And I said, I don't need that much, I don't think. I'm only going to do the 2. So when the minute I seen it had pesticides, I'm like, you're kidding me. This is something good for my body and they put pesticides in it? Why? To make it last on the shelf. That is why it's out there. So of course I quit taking it. So I went a couple days later and I told my very good doctor, I loved her, I said, here's what happened and I think this is what did it. And she said, Linda, don't do GNC products. I said, really? She said, they put so many different additives and stuff in their products, it's not good for you at all. And I said, well, I found out it had pesticides in it. She said, how much of this did you take? I said, well, it told me to take 4 a day. I only took 2. And she told me this. She said, I'm so glad you only took 2. Because she said, do you realize that actually it could cause you to go into congestive heart failure? I'm like, you're kidding me. She said, nope. So people, if you're out there and you're not paying attention to what's going in your body with this processed stuff, you're in trouble. Sodium disodium phosphate is what it was. That is in white cheddar, popcorn, and sometimes it's not. Now it's even in your puddings. It can cause you to have, this is what it did to me, I ruled it out, found out it is, disodium phosphate is a part of diesel fuel. It's a chemical they actually put in diesel fuel. Believe this or not, I looked it up. and found it on the internet. Now, are they going to continue to let that be out there for you to see? They may not. They may bring it off the internet because they don't want people to know that. You know, there's money in this, people. There's just money in it. So anyway, it made me have the symptoms of a heart attack. I was eating the white cheddar popcorn at work every day as a snack. And I wanted to eat it up before it went bad. My husband didn't like it, so I was eating it. Well, next thing I know, 2:30 in the morning, I feel like I'm having a heart attack on a Saturday morning. And I said, you got to get me to the hospital. I think I'm having a heart attack. Found nothing. That's when I did the research on the white cheddar popcorn and found disodium phosphate, which is now being put in pudding, instant pudding. I don't buy it. Excuse me. And lots of other stuff, even in our meats. You've got to watch these meats like kielbasa and stuff like that. They're putting it in there. So if you eat a lot of it, I guess it's moderation. Whether it'll do anything to you or not. That's just something you have to think about. So I feel that when you're doing a keto diet, don't eat a lot of spinach. It's got a lot of oxalates in it, very high in oxalates. Swiss chard, stuff I said yesterday. Listen to my video yesterday and see what I told you is some of the high oxalates. Watch what you're eating. You don't know what it's doing to you. But I think if you're going to keto and you want to keep your kidneys and stuff and your other body joints and stuff from getting these bad oxalates and high oxalates in them, start thinking about that. Check it out. Go on YouTube. There, Sally K. Norton has a lot of stuff. She talks about that. And you can also go on her website somewhere. I haven't figured it out yet. And you can get a list of all high oxalates and low oxalate foods. So there are some things you can still eat on keto that's low oxalate. Why not do that for your body? Here's the thing. It's just like anything else. If you eat enough of it, even though it's low oxalates, it's going to accumulate in your body if it don't flush out. Now, you can get some of it that will flush out and won't connect itself to calcium deposits. That's what you got to watch. If it connects to the calcium, it's there. That's when the crystals start forming. And it's crystal anyway. The minute it's in your body, it's a crystal. And it's the plant itself, the leaves, is what is bad for you. And that's what you eat. Spinach. Now, lettuce is good. Lettuce, regular lettuce and romaine lettuce is good. There's a kale out there that's good. I believe it's the flat leaf one. It's not the curly Q kale. That's what I understood. But listen to Donna or Sally Norton's videos, and she'll tell you. I don't know why I want to call her Donna, but I do. Now, one thing too, some things cause you to want to count your calories. I count no calories. I just eat. I eat because I'm doing more fat than I am anything else. And they always had to say calories in, calories out. You know, that's what makes you lose weight. It didn't me. I did it. I did Zumba. I was doing Zumba for a year and working out at our center for a year. And I lost not a lot of weight. I lost a few inches, but my weight stayed in 165, 160. I haven't started losing weight until I started this carnivore, low carb, well, keto carnivore, low carb, high fat diet. I've lost weight and I've lost inches. Like yesterday, I went in and I weighed 153. I lost 1.5 pounds, which makes me happy. I want to lose it slow. I don't want to lose it all at once because that's when I think your body is like, what are you doing to me? You know, I can't handle this. I just think it's hard on our bodies. We do more stress on our body than we realize by doing what we do. Our body is, you know, it's like a machine. You got to go slow with this body. You can't just take stuff away from it. They don't understand. It's like taking candy from a child that's had it all their life and all of a sudden it's taking it away from them. Find alternative things to give them. Just like on keto desserts, there's a lot of good ones out there. And you have to watch them. Especially dark chocolates, high in oxalates, so be careful with that. You know, you can, moderation is what I'm going to tell you to do. So that was another one, is calories in, calorie out. Said the more you move, the less you eat, you know, all this stuff. It's just, it's not. It's a failure for your diet. You know, because unless you're eating, like I said, high fats, your body's going to be hungry. I was one of those 6 times a day eaters. I ate 6 times a day because I was putting all the awful carbs in my body and all the sugar in my body, and my body wanted food, and I had the fat on my belly and my waist to prove it. So then you got your hormones. And it's not good for your hormones to go up and down with this bad carbs and all this stuff. When you eat the real food, your body knows what to do with it. If you eat these keto processed stuff, shakes, I don't care who you are out there, if you're doing it, you're not doing true keto. You're hurting your body. Your body don't know what to do with the processed stuff, and it's processed. Believe me, it's got something in it. It's keeping it long term on the shelf. The bars and everything, and it's bad on your hormones. Your hormones don't like not having true food. It don't know what to do with this stuff, and it's what makes it so hard. Even if they talk about even your sex life, you know, if you're having these problems with your hormones, you're going to have sexual problems with your partner. That's all there is to it, and you're not going to care about it because, you know, it's just one of those things. And it's just, if you listen to Dr. Barry's video, he'll talk about all that stuff. I'm not going to get into all that. That's something you need to do. But the keto is supposed to be more of a long-term, a long-term fat loss and healthy body diet. It's not one just to take, oh, I'm going to lose all this weight, which I know people who have. They've lost their hair, and they got mad and got keto, then they gained double their weight back. Why? Because you weren't listening and going online and doing the research and seeing. You need to supplement some stuff when you're taking all this out of your body. Your body needs B12, and I'll show you my supplement. This is called, if I can get it in there, it is your Super B Complex, and it's kind of backwards on here, but that's what we use. It's Ingenuous, I think is how you say it. If this is one Dr. Barry uses, I use this. This is the only B supplement I can actually take, and I get it on Amazon, because that B supplement, other ones break me out. This only one I have been able to eat, and I'm happy about that. We do a CoQ10 that I get on Amazon. If you want to know what these are, ask me. I'll tell you, and you can go online and buy them. I don't make nothing off of it. I don't really care to make nothing. I want you to be healthy. And we take a, this is my D3. I take it every day too. And it is by Dr. Bob Barefoot, vitamin D3. That's the one I get. And I ordered it. It's not that expensive. You just go online on his webpage and order it. I call. I don't do it on web. I don't trust some of that stuff. So anyway, that's one of the things. And, you know, you can go to YouTube and you can watch Dr. Barry's videos. He's got a bunch of 101 Keto. Educate yourself. That's what this is all about. You know, there's so much out there that people are falsifying with the keto, and they're telling you the bad things. There's a lot I can get into, and I may do this on another video for people. It's just, you know, the stuff out there is just not good. And, you know, there's some good things with keto. Keto can help a lot of people. I have read comments, and I love the videos because I love to read the people's comments who's in their 60s and 70s and 40s and 50s, overweight, who's lost all this weight. They've got off of their diabetic medicine. They no longer are on the insulin. They are doing the good fats. They do no canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, sapphire oil, margarine. Get off the margarine. It is not good for you. All fakes, oils. Do not do this. It's substitute. Even Crisco was bad, and I didn't know it. My mom started using it. She used to use lard all the time, but no, she went to Crisco, and who knows. Any hydrogenated, I think that's how he says, shortening is trans fats. Like vegetable oils, they're bad. You go with the good stuff. Butter, bacon grease, avocado oil, lard, olive oil, coconut oil I use. I haven't seen anything bad about that yet, and that's one thing I really use. But just stay away from the packaged foods, the shakes, the bars, the pills. Stay away from this stuff. The cakes, it's processed. Go on Pinterest. Look at some of these recipes for desserts. I got some good desserts. And just try making some of them. Watch your almond flour. I don't recommend you doing almond flour all the time because almonds are very high in oxalates. So once a month, if you want something like a cake, like I'm going to do some zucchini bread. I won't eat a lot of it, but I'm going to do it for Friday for our people, and we're going to eat a little bit of that. But don't go overboard with muffins and stuff made out of that. You know, there's the coconut flour, which you can use, and there's plenty of recipes out there for the coconut flours. There's so much that he talked about. I'm not going to get through a lot of it. I basically want you to do some education of your own, but I want to put some stuff out there that you are, just so you know. You know, when we get the junk out of our body, the inflammation starts to leave our body. And I've noticed that so much since I stayed away from a lot of the foods that's been bothering me. And your arthritis gets better, your reflux gets better, heartburn gets better, Crohn's disease gets better, believe it or not. Irritable bowel, if you have that syndrome, that gets better. Fibromyalgia, it helps that, whether you want to believe it or not. MS. Matter of fact, I know MS is one of the things about inflammation because if you ever want to see something that's true about that, go to Dr. Gala, the status Gala, go to his YouTube videos, see what happened to his mother. His mother was MS in a wheelchair. She did exactly what her son told her to do. He was a chiropractor, learned about nutrition and what stuff you're eating that is inflaming your body. She got out of her wheelchair. She is now a marathon runner. And this lady's in her 60s or 70s, and she feels fantastic. So, and migraines, people have said that keto helps your migraines. ADA, PSTD, anxiety and depression. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and even the carnivore diet has actually, there's a lady, her name is Amber O'Hearn. You can look her up on YouTube. She was bipolar. This poor woman, when she was a child, she was going through all kinds of things. It's medicine, medicine, medicine. They didn't check diet. They didn't think about the diet. They didn't think it was just all this. Or did they even want to bother with that? She found out it was the diet, so she quit and went to carnivore as she got older. I think she's in her 20s or something like this. And she's carnivore now for over 7 years. Last, I think the video I looked at that's what it was. She is fantastic. You know, it's like your brain. You lose the brain fog. And that's the biggest thing for me. I've noticed I don't have the brain fog as much. Fog, I want to call it frog. The brain fog as much as I used to. And I feel so much better. And I even feel healthier. And so that's just little brief things I wanted to tell you a little bit about some things with keto. And he does have other things about keto that you can get into and look. There's 7, he talks about the diet complaints. A lot of people have side effects like the keto flu. You have a possible deficiency due to excess urination. He talks about that, which I'd like for you to look at his video and listen to what he has to say, because I think it's very important that you all hear what he has to say. And muscle cramps can be due because your body is losing a little of magnesium and potassium and some of the stuff. So he says use no salt, which is NuSalt. I've got a magnesium supplement you may need, and I use the pink Himalayan salt. You get a good pink Himalayan salt, and you put that in your water, and that does help with your electrolytes and stuff. It does me. I don't know about everybody. Constipation, because, you know, the bacteria that's in your gut level causes this, and we think we need all this stuff for fiber. Did you know that fiber is not really something that's, it may help move that stuff, but when you're still eating the plants, it's building up more constipation. So you got to be careful with what you're doing, and you may have a little bit of that. And he says with that, take a good probiotic, that's what you should do, and not these that's at Walmart. They're not good. You think they're good, and they may have something in them working like a probiotic, a real true probiotic, and I have known this because I order it myself. The one I ordered was from Dr. Gala Faddis. I haven't been taking any probiotics. I haven't been having gut problems, so my leaky gut must be great. And depending on what you're eating. So anyway, you buy them, go to a whole food good place, and get them in the refrigerator. They should be refrigerated, because otherwise, your good bacteria is dead when you take the pill, because it's on a shelf. You got to have this stuff where it needs to be. Look it up. A good probiotic will cost you money, and a good one to work with your gut is one that has been in the refrigerator and refrigerated so that it doesn't lose its potency and doesn't die off. So that's something I wanted to tell you about. Take a magnesium citrate. He talks about it. It will loosen your bowel movement. So get that. They said the best time to take it is at bedtime, because otherwise you'll be up all night. If you take it at bedtime, it helps you sleep, which is a good thing to know. So, and bone broth. A good homemade quality bone broth will calm your gut if you have gut problems. Diarrhea. Your gallbladder may have problems with um, fat. Now, I had no problems. I've had my gallbladder out and I've been okay with the fats. He says the probiotic will help that. So the bone broth might decrease um, your problem and it may increase your problem. I don't know. You have to, it's your body. I don't know what your body's going to do. My body does fine. And matter of fact, my stool is better since I have done the carnivore and got off all the plants and did the high fats that I've been doing. It's better than it was when I was doing just a regular high protein or high carb diet with the foods and plants and all that. That wasn't helping me. That was messing me up. I was always in the bathroom hoping it would be okay. So you have to be careful with that. And fatigue. Okay, let's talk about that. You're peeing out a lot of your electrolytes when you do low carb, high fats. So you need to use either a good quality sea salt, pink Himalayan salt, or like they say, there is electrolytes you can actually get. I'm not sure what he uses because I'm not getting them. I'm just doing my salt intake, and it's not hurting me. Now, he did say if you have heart palpitations, you may, could it be the shift in your potassium and magnesium? It could be, he says, but it also could be something more serious with your heart, so you really need to go to your doctor and have it checked out. You may be having some problems there. Bloating, you got to give your probiotics some time to work, and your bone broth. And another thing I use when I have ate something that fills me up in my midsection, I take lemon water. I got me my regular lemon, real lemons, and I squeeze out the lemon juice, and that's what I use. So that helps me. So that's all I'm going to really talk about today. There'll be some other stuff I want to do. I did have my cholesterol and stuff checked yesterday. I think that's going to be my video probably for Thursday. I'm not doing one tomorrow. So you won't find me tomorrow. But let's end this now with a word of prayer and thank the Lord for our day. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us again. Thank you for being there for us when we mess up with our life, Lord. We know you're just like the mosaic helping us. It's like a mosaic picture we are. We're broken in little pieces, and you put us back together, even helping us with, if we are sincere with our health, Lord. We know that you made us and you want us healthy, and we know that you're there for us. So I just ask, Lord, that you be with everybody who watches this today, and just put your loving arm around them. Let them feel your presence, and just know you're always near them, and that you love them, even those who aren't Christians who have accepted you, Lord. Just let them, someone get in their path that can guide them towards you. We love you, Lord. We just thank you again for another day and all the blessings that you give us. It's in your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will talk to you again on Thursday. Bye-bye.